We have the first pick in round 2.
Okay.
It's fast turnaround here. 32, we address offensive tackle. We bring in Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma.
Okay. And that's interesting because we had some other names on the board. Brian Branch was available.
Yeah.
Talking about Osiris. Well, we don't need Osiris.
Keely Ringo.
But yeah, Keely
Drew
Ringo,
Sanders.
Drew Sanders, Darnell Washington, Mazzie Smith. Let's see who else was available during this time frame. Blake Freeland, another tackle, is available. Yeah, so some good names out there, man. Good names available that we passed up on to go with. Anton Harrison. I like that. All right, let's see what else we got in the second round before we fully read up on him.
Texans, Felix.
I was about to say who?
I was putting some.
Felix.
I was putting some extra flair to that one. Felix Uzama out of Kansas State. Cardinals at 34 take Quentin Johnson, wide receiver out of
Deke
TCU.
said, I'm not playing with this name.
No.
You're just getting the name that I know how to pronounce.
Colts at 35 take Brian Branch, defensive back out of Alabama.
Okay.
Rams at 36 take Keon White, defensive end out of Georgia Tech. 37. Eagles, is this from the Seahawks trade that he just made? At 37, they take Jahmyr Gibbs. 38, the Raiders take Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida. Panthers at 39 take Drew Sanders.
Oh, man, I like that.
Saints at 40 take Darnell Washington.
Okay.
Cardinals at 41 take Mozzie Smith. Jets at 42 take Luke Musgrave. Jets at 43 take Joe Tippmann, center out of Wisconsin. Falcons at 44 take Keely Ringo, cornerback out of Georgia, staying in Georgia. Green Bay Packers at 45 take Byron Young, outside linebacker at Tennessee.
Too. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good dude. I like him a lot.
Patriots at 46 take Matthew Bergeron, offensive tackle out of Syracuse. Commanders at 47, Blake Freeland, offensive tackle out of BYU. Lions at 48. Campbell is smiling because he also brings in another Brazilian and a guy with the same last name, Jack Campbell.
Bruh.
Inside linebacker out of Iowa. So, yeah, if you were to tell me he was able to get Jack Campbell and Will Anderson.
Yo, what?
Dan Campbell is going nuts.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. He would be losing his mind, man.
Steelers at 49 take Julius Brents, cornerback out of Kansas State.
Yeah.
I like that pick at 49.
Okay.
Redress corner.
Okay.
High upside guy. At 50, Buccaneers take the D lineman from Northwestern. At 51, the Dolphins take Steve Avila, guard center out of TCU.
Hey, son.
Eagles. Now, I don't know. Was this the trade? I don't know which pick was traded with the Seahawks
it was
or whatever.
two trades, yeah.
Derek Hall, outside linebacker out of Auburn. At
Good
52.
player. I like him.
Bears at 53, BJ Ojulari, defensive end out of LSU.
Yeah.
Chargers take Brenton Strange at 54.
Let's go.
Holy.
Right.
Did McShay? Is this the second time I'm seeing
Him early like this, right? Because
who else took him early?
I
That
think
might have been
McShay had him.
McShay's.
Yeah, McShay had him early. Other than because that was the first time we've seen him mocked that early. All the other stuff had him like late in the
PFF's
draft.
board needs to get with the times then. If this
Something.
guy's really moving up
Yeah.
like this, because you could get him in the 7th round on those PFF.
But I
drafts.
think that's a part of this whole draft thing, though, right? When you're talking about how you view him or who we're viewing and stuff like that. I think early on when you're first for PFF creating those type of profiles, Brenton Strange isn't viewed like that. But then when you start to talk about it more and more, some of the things that he brings to the table, and then you factor in the needs of some of the other teams and how the board could fall, players can bump up like that. I'm interested to see where he lands though, man, because watching him, like we said, he fits the what's the cat out in Atlanta right now? Kyle Pitts. He's more of like a Kyle Pitts type. So if you think he can actually develop into that, then yeah, he's definitely worth a little bit higher draft capital. If you don't think he can develop into that, well, that's probably why you see him a little bit further down on some of these boards. But it's going to be interesting, though, with him, man.
Lions at 55.
Because think
Jalen
about how many
Hyatt.
tight ends he has off the board already in this.
Yeah.
Luke Kincaid, it was Luke Musgrave, Dalton, Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington.
Yep.
That's 4 off the top of my head. Was there anybody else? So, yeah.
I can't remember anyone else. But yeah, the main guys went.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hyatt goes to 55 to the Lions. And then actually in Kiper's right up here, Here's the recap of the Lions haul in this 2-round mock. Will Anderson. Yeah, don't forget they took Bijan Robinson at 18.
I forgot.
Anderson, Bijan Robinson, Jack Campbell at 48. Now they got Jalen Hyatt, another speedster to pair with what's his face? The dude they took last year out of Alabama.
Yeah. Williams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Jaguars at 56 take Cam Smith, cornerback out of South Carolina.
Yeah, we like Cam. Good player.
Giants at 57 take center out of Minnesota, John Michael Schmitz.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys at 58 take Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. Bills take Josh Downs at 59, wide receiver out of UNC. Bengals at 60 take a running back, Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. Bears at 61, Jacqueline Roy, defensive tackle out of LSU.
I like him. Yeah.
62, Eagles get Jartavius Martin, defensive back out of Illinois. Chiefs at 63, last pick, Marvin Mims, wide receiver out of Oklahoma.
Shout out. Okay.
Juju replacement.
This is also true, yeah. All right. So he went Anton Harrison.
I don't know.
How you feel about Anton at 32, man?
The more I think about it, dude, it's either give me Skoronski, and now I'm seeing the Steelers do like Paris Johnson and maybe view him in that same light that I view Skoronski. So whatever. If they think he's their franchise tackle, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's either one of those two or don't draft a tackle.
Yeah.
Or draft one late.
Yeah. Now, based on...
When I say late, probably 3rd or 4th round. Just bringing a guy for depth or whatever.
Yeah. Now, it was interesting reading up what Mel Kiper said about the Anton Harrison pickup. He says that this would be great value for Harrison, a smooth pass protector who started 24 games at left tackle in college. Dan Moore Jr. started there for the Steelers last season, and he ranked 34th among all tackles in pass block win rate.
He said, couldn't have been that bad.
No. 34th among all tackles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Including right tackles.
Yeah. So they said so I'm thinking it is, right?
Average.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But then he also says Harrison could compete with Moore from day one, but he also could beat out Chooks on the right side. That's what he thinks.
I don't
That's
know.
What he
Kiper
says.
knows ball.
I don't necessarily agree with the latter part of that in terms of Anton moving to the right and beating out Chooks. I don't personally think it's going to be that simple. I like him having better chances with the left tackle spot with Dan Moore. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about him at 32 if I like it like that. Because I kind of side with you. I do. Like, if we're going to go tackle early, like, go early and get the guy that you love.
Get one of those top two.
Yeah. Like, if you think that
this guy's going to grow with Kenny, be the franchise left tackle for him, just do it.
Yeah, I'd much rather go that route if I'm going tackle.
If you don't, I think you just build up with guys with high upside and fit the Steeler mold on defense. What you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more flashier positions.
Okay, so right now, based on the players that were available on this board at 32, if you're not going Anton Harrison, who would you have went right here?
Are we including that Brent pick? Or no?
Yeah, we're talking about all these players that are up here.
Like I have to stick
You're
with
at
that
32. No, we haven't got to there just yet.
Okay.
You're on the clock at
so
32.
This is
and
fresh
it's
board.
Just simply 32.
I go Drew Sanders.
You doing Drew? Okay, fine. I like that.
Yeah, him or
Brian Branch is available.
I'd be
also
intrigued by him, but I'd go Sanders.
Because for me, I was thinking either Drew, I was thinking Brian Branch, I still want my tight end element. I was thinking Darnell Washington. I told you, I'm going to keep pushing the tight end narrative, all right? I want us to two tight end bully ball them, okay? I'm going to keep pushing it, and I'm going to keep pushing it, and I'm going to keep pushing it. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm still going to keep pushing it. So that's what I was thinking, all right?
If Banks was available, I'd probably go him.
Okay.
I'd probably go him and then hope for Drew Sanders or Simpson to drop to 49. Yeah. But I feel like Banks is the end of that tier 1 quarterback class.
You know what? Scratch that. I wouldn't have went Darnell because we went Zay Flowers in the first. I can't justify going wide receiver and tight end back to back without hitting one of our main core needs that we've talked about.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah. So it would definitely either be Drew Sanders, Brian Branch, or Deontay Banks probably at 32 for me.
Banks ain't available though.
He was already gone.
He went to the Ravens.
You're dead on right. Yeah, good call.
I was just saying if he was available, I'd go him.
You're right. No. But the other corner, it was another corner up here. Keely Ringo and somebody who else was it? Forbes that was available. it might have just been Keely Ringo that was available then.
We took Brent, so he'd be available at 32.
Yeah. So Keely Ringo and Brent would have been available at 32. Yeah.
Cam Smith. He went later in the second.
Yeah. You're right. So, yeah, it probably would have been either Drew Sanders or Brian Branch. That's probably where I was leaning there, man.
And then what would you do at 42? Branch probably impacts your 42 because I'd probably go Cam Smith or Brentstead.
Okay.
With that second round pick. So we'd have
Because I'm looking at 42.
Flowers, Sanders, and then take the cornerback.
All right. So at 49, let's see who was available after 49. The cat out of Northwestern, Adebore. Then you still had Steve Avila, Derek Hall, Jalen Hyatt, Cam Smith. So, yeah, if I go Brian Branch, then I probably am leaning more Derek Hall at 49.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably lean
Third
Derek Hall. Yeah, because I feel like he was a first-round talent. And since I'm not getting Bud Dupree, Derek Hall, to me, can impact the game very similar to if I'm taking a Julius Brents right here as a corner, you know what I mean, or a Cam Smith. I just think that I'd rather side Derek Hall.
Yeah.
Like in that situation, I would probably put him at 49 then, based on how this board laid out. Yeah. What would you do right here, though? You said you would go...
I'd go corner. I'd go Brents or Cam Smith.
Yeah.
So I'd have Zay Flowers, Sanders, and then, get the second-round corner in there.
That is interesting, man.
And third, maybe I'd be looking the edge rush direction.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a Clark Phillips or like slot corner or something like that.
Yeah. Because like I said, in the third, I would definitely need to give me a corner.
At that point.
Yeah, because the only thing I did in the second year was Brian Branch. But I'll offset it with the... Because if I do Brian Branch
Branch
at 32...
is a good pick.
If I did Branch at 32, Derek Hall at 49, and I still have my Zay Flowers at 17, I still feel pretty good about my situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling good. Now, Branch, he's not your CB1 long term, but
he's out there.
He's helping you a lot this year.
That's the honey badger for us. At least that's everything he develops into. So my Swiss Army knife, but a high-end Swiss Army knife. And I think that's going to create turnovers. That's the other part where I'm like, yeah, you might not have a true home.
Maybe you go Overshown in round 3.
That's the intriguing part, especially if I'm going Branch over Drew Sanders.
Right.
You know, so I think that Overshown comes into play. I think from a rangy athletic linebacker standpoint, I think that. But at the same time, I know I'm be thinking some of that cornerback talk as well, since I still haven't addressed that fully just yet.
Hit that Garrett Williams, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe get Mapu later, too.
Ooh. Never know, man.
I think he's the play late.
That's your
I
dude.
think, yeah. If you get him late, I think you take him.
He's like, you got
the next Fred Warner.
Got to get him.
There's one video I saw. He covered like 20 yards of the field in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
by barely moving.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, he's the dude you take late, because if it works out, it could be incredible for you.
No question.
Don't let him go to like the 49ers, or actually a good team that might know how to use him. That's what I worry about.
Then you be Tariq Woolen. We'll be like, yo, that was that.
Yeah, that'll piss me off.
Yeah.
That'll piss me off. Kiper's draft for the Steelers then. Harrison, Zay, and Brent. Not bad.
How'd you feel about Julius Brent though as a player? Him as the pick.
I'm fine with it. I think he's a high upside guy.
He's good. I like the physicality he plays with, man. Could tackle. I think he's like, he low-key reminds me of like just, I don't want to say Cam Sutton in the sense of like body type because they're different, but in terms of how we utilize Cam Sutton, like he could do a lot of things really good for us, but necessarily wasn't great at one particular thing, but just good across the board. When I think of Julius Brents, I just think of him that way. I think he's a good player across the board. I think that when you talk about his ability to play man-to-man coverage, I think he's capable of that. I think his feet are good. When you talk about him in a zone, I think I love him in zone concept because his eyes and his vision, he reads routes really well. But yeah, the physicality, man, he tackles well on the perimeter, like tackles, not hits. So I do like that, man. I wouldn't hate it. I definitely wouldn't hate it, man.
Again, I just don't like the concept of taking a lineman early if it's not Skoronski or Paris Johnson.
Yeah,
I think you just roll with more.
I'm with you, man.
I think you just bite the bullet.
I'm with you.
And then you draft, like I said, give us the linebacker, give us that receiver, get us a corner, do all that stuff, because Dan Moore can get it done for you.
I agree.
He can.
He's shown that.
I don't
just want more consistency.
I don't
but he's
think,
shown it, bro.
it sounds like you're not addressing the position that we feel like we should address, having a young quarterback like Pickett, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't know if it's worth the second round, one of these high second round picks, just to get a guy. He'll come in and compete with Dan Moore. Yeah. Why don't we get a Drew Sanders who we could bring in and he could play 50% of the snaps right off the bat? Absolutely. Or Zay Flowers,
who's going to have a corner
or our third cornerback out there. Like, these guys we know should play and will play, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah,
they'll be sick. Whereas like anyone else outside of Paris Johnson or Scrosby, I don't know if I believe they're going to just come in and beat out Dan Moore like that.
I'm with you, man.
So it'd be frustrating. It'd be frustrating.
I like it though, man. I like it. So it's gonna be interesting though. Shout out to Mel Kiper's 2-round mock here though, huh? You know,